you be so stupid?
I'm sure I locked it.
That device is worth millions!
Excuse me, please, someone's just taken something from the car, something very valuable.
What exactly was it, sir?
A device.
Nothing dangerous, I hope.
No.
That's a matter of opinion.
Is that right? And who are you?
I'm Jessica Mortimer. I've been emailing you about your invention, Mr. Mulberry.
You're the one who wants to stop it.
All I want is to have a discussion about how your good intentions could be turned bad in the wrong hands.
Well, you'll be delighted to hear that the device has vanished. Do you have CCTV cameras in the car park?
Of course.
We need to see the footage immediately. Find out who's done this.
I'll get right onto it.
Yes.
Stand by, team. We have a case. Thank you. This is the Academy of Criminal Investigation. A serious crime has taken place in the hotel above and you are here to crack it. If you do, you'll gain access to the Academy and become a real investigator. Introduce yourself.
I'm Beth, I'm 13 and I make a good detective because I'm a huge gossip.
Hi, my name's Robin. I'm 11 years old and I think I'll make a good detective because I can always find out who my friends fancy.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm 13 and I think I make a good detective because I'm always observant.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I'll let you know what I know about the crime that's taken place here at Kilcramont. This man, Jack Mulberry, has invented a tracking device for pets. If a pet is lost or stolen, it can be tracked within a metre of its location using microchip technology implanted in its neck. The device itself has gone missing from his parked car. Steve Mulberry, Jack's younger brother, is his business partner, and they're both here to conduct final tests in the open ground around Kilcramont House Hotel. Jessica Mortimer is an activist for civil rights, and she's implying that Jack's device is dangerous, and she claims that she's here to chat to Jack about her concerns. Our fourth and final suspect today is Anita McCoy, who's an antiques dealer. Now, interestingly enough, I saw her chatting to Stephen Mulberry in reception earlier on today. Now, that's what I know. Let's hear from the suspects themselves.
I've invented this satellite navigation system which can track any pet in the UK, so long as they've got an implanted microchip. My brother Steve, he's been working with me, but it's my invention. I mean, I hold the patent. As I was driving up the front of the hotel, my mobile started ringing. It was this very important client. I'm hoping he'll buy the device. But then the battery just went dead. I didn't want the guy to think I'd hung up on him, so I rushed to the reception desk to ask if I could use a landline. When Steve and I went out to fetch the device, just a few minutes later, it had gone. I thought I'd locked the car, but I was so distracted by that phone call. Now, I'm just not sure.
Jack likes to claim it's his invention, but the truth is we've both been developing it for years. Jack arrived about half an hour late, came in shouting on his mobile phone. He just went straight to the landline. He didn't even say hello. Well, I wasn't going to hang around being ignored by him, so I went outside. When I came back in, Jack was finished on the phone, but he said he left the device in his car. And we went out, and it had gone because he'd left it unlocked, the stupid idiot!
I'm a member of HRE, Human Rights for Everyone. We first heard about this tracking device Jack Mulberry had invented from a scientific research website. He had designed it to be used for tracking pets, but someone pointed out that it could also be used for tracking people. Or potentially the security forces could keep tabs on anyone they wanted without them knowing. I found out that Jack and his brother were going to be here this weekend testing the device. So I thought I'd come and try to talk to him. I got here at about 11:10. As I went in, I passed Jack and another man coming out. I recognized Jack from a photo that appeared on the website. Well, they were arguing, so I thought I'd wait for a better time to approach him. While I was checking in, they came running back in and said that the device had been stolen.
I'm an antiques dealer. I'm here for the antiques fair at Lochdu. I arrived just before 10, but reception said that my room wouldn't be ready till 11, so I made myself comfortable in reception. I thought I recognised a guy from the antiques world, so I got chatting to him. And then I went out to get some fresh air. That was about 11:15. I walked around for about 15 minutes. When I got back, the man I was chatting to, Steve, was standing near another man who was on the phone at the reception desk. Steve looked annoyed and then he walked out. He was gone for about 5 minutes, I think. Then, when he got back, the other man got off the phone. They both walked out of the door arguing together. Then they came rushing back in a total panic, saying that something had been taken from the car.
So, that's what the suspects had to say. What do you make of that?
I think that Steve is very comfortable with Jack's control of the project and he'd like to have more say.
I think Jack was very shifty in the interviews.
It said that Steve went outside for about 5 minutes, and you don't know if he went to the car because he could have taken the device.
That's good observations. I mean, we're looking for motive, we're looking for means, and we're looking for opportunity to commit the crime. Who do you think has the strongest motive so far?
I think the Jessica, because she doesn't want them to use the device on humans.
Are you all agreed?
Yes.
No?
No, I'd go for Steve because he seems to... Jack has control over the patent and Steve will want part of that.
The team think that Steve Mulberry may have stolen the device because he's unhappy that his brother Jack owns the patent. They also suspect activist Jessica Mortimer. She's been emailing Jack about her fears that his device could be used to secretly track people.
I'd like to introduce you to the suspect timeline. This is where you write down where the suspects were and when during the crime. And your incident board is for writing down anything that you think is going to be helpful to help you solve it. I suggest you start updating them now.
Well, I think we should put down that that he invented the tracking device.
Yeah.
How long was Anita gone for? When she went out for a
15
walk?
minutes.
Okay.
I wrote down that he wants to take some of the glory for inventing it as well.
Jessica said that she came in to talk to Jack about 11:10.
When did Steve go out?
I'm not sure.
He says he was gone for 15 minutes.
It says they walked in arguing.
Yeah, so he wants the glory. How's everything doing over there, Beth?
Okay, I think that's about it. What have you
Okay.
guys got?
Say that when he was in the car, his phone rang and then the battery went, which is why he needed to go in to use a landline.
These three are obviously bright, but they need to keep their eyes and their ears open if they're going to find the
One died in the
culprits.
car, yeah?
I know, but if you...
18 grand. I had the CCTV fitted.
Ah, lovely. Thank you very much. Team,
Yeah.
back to the table. This will test your observational skills. It's CCTV footage from the hotel security system. Use this to decide whether or not our suspects are telling the truth about where they were this morning. Write down anything suspicious. I've got to go back upstairs to search Jack's car.
Right. 11:01 a.m. in the car park. There's a car coming in. Right, reception, 2 minutes past 11. Jack and Steve are having an argument. Steve's gone up to reception, probably asking for the phone. It's still reception. In comes Anita. Steve goes out. There's another car coming in, 8 minutes past 11. It goes in beside the first car. 10 past 11. Steve comes back in, still having an argument with Jack. Oh, in comes Jessica with all her luggage. Steve and Jack are going back out again. Oh yeah, she goes in.
Would you put these in the forensics lab, please? Thank you. Team, back to the table. Has the CCTV footage confirmed your earlier suspicions?
It's early days yet, so
Opens up a few more questions as well, so...
Okay, well, tell me what you're thinking.
Thinking that Steve, when he went outside for 5 minutes, could have gone to the car, opened it, if he had a spare set of keys, got the device, and then left again.
We don't think Jessica would have had enough time to get into Jack's car and steal the device because it was only 2 minutes in between her arriving and going inside.
Anita could have, because we didn't see her arrive in her car. She did come in the
already
hotel,
been at the hotel.
and that was after Jack had arrived, so...
The CCTV has revealed that Steve Mulberry and antiques dealer Anita McCoy both had opportunity to steal the device from Jack's car. The team have ruled out activist Jessica Mortimer as she only had 2 minutes to commit the crime. But 2 minutes could be enough if Jack forgot to lock the car.
Follow me, I've got some important evidence for you to analyse. When somebody commits a crime, they leave behind, unknowingly, small pieces of themselves, like flecks of skin or maybe fingerprints and fibres from their clothes. This is called trace evidence, and this is the lab where we try to find it. I searched Jack's car inside and out for evidence of a break-in, and there was no real sign. Jack's car key has a transponder on it for security purposes. This would make Jack's car difficult, but not impossible to break into if the thief had the right kit or maybe a duplicate key. The other possibility, perhaps, is that Jack didn't lock his car. Jack stated that the device was on the floor in front of the front passenger seat, covered in this travel rug. I've bought you the rug for trace analysis. There were a large number of fingerprints on both the interior and exterior of Jack's car. I've brought you these lifted prints to examine. Also, these photographs show where they were. So, get to it.
Already you can see there's a lot of dirt on it, but I'll open it up now and see if I can see anything else.
Check for hair and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've got lots. Okay, I've picked up 2 hairs. There's a slightly darkish kind of one, and there is also another one which is kind of white, so maybe blonde.
I'm just going to put in the left thumb, print 1 that was found on the door handle of the car. Alright, I'm going to put in the fingerprints of Jessica. And Jessica's fingerprint doesn't seem to match. Right, I'm going to try Jack's left thumb next. Guys, I think we have a match. Just the loops seem the same. So the thumbprint that was on the outside of the car was definitely Jack's. This is print 8. These prints were found just inside the car on the passenger seat where the rug is. I'll put in Steve's ring finger. The scars on this one seem to be the same as the scars in the other fingerprint. It looks like this one matches as well.
Team, gather round. Tell me, what did you find in the forensics lab?
We found several hairs on a rug, light brown hairs that could have belonged to either Jack or Steve.
How can you be sure?
They were short and light brown.
Kind of makes sense. Anything else?
There were Steve's fingerprints in the seat, and he must have leaned down to pick something up inside the car, and it was Jack's fingerprints that was on the outside of the passenger door.
Okay. Now's the time to choose your first suspect. Who would you like to choose?
We'd like to interrogate Steve.
Why?
His fingerprints were inside his brother's car when he didn't actually arrive with his brother, and they were in the area where the device was, so...
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's bring him down.
Sit down, please.
If you're wondering where this is the crime lab, and this is where you will answer all my questions.
Okay, thank you.
What animals have you been testing on?
Well, the first animal was Jack's dog, and we've been testing on sheep and rabbits, cattle, those sorts of things.
What colour was the dog?
It's a golden...
Retriever.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about your brother owning the patent?
Well, I trust him. Although we've both worked together on the project, he completely owns it, but I trust him as my brother. We're going to split it right down the middle.
So you're saying he's tight?
That is the exact opposite of what I said.
You sure about that?
Yes.
When was the last time you were in your brother's car?
Last night he gave me a lift home.
How do you feel about the device getting stolen?
This device is it's everything we've ever worked for, and now it's gone, and unless it turns up, we're both destroyed.
Okay, I get it. Thank you. No more questions.
Look, you should be trying to find my device, not playing Sherlock Holmes.
This isn't a game, Mr. Mulberry.
I have a book for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you mind reading that out, please, Beth?
Okay. Analysis of hairs found on travel rug. Light brown hairs are human and have been matched to Jack Mulberry. Yellow hairs are from a dog, probably a golden retriever or golden Labrador.
So which one of our suspects has the dog?
Jack.
Well, I've got a good turn up for the books as you as well. The suspects' cars have been searched with the owner's permission. There was no sign of the missing device. However, the search uncovered a hidden compartment in the boot of Anita McCoy's car, and it contained gadgets. And the gadgetry includes an electronic device for circumventing a car transponder. Now, that's hardly the sort of equipment you'd find in the car of an antiques dealer, is it?
No.
Well, maybe she's not an antique dealer.
She could be anything else.
Right.
Okay, what?
And
Should we use that to break into the car to get the device for Steve?
Yeah, but none of her fingerprints were found in the car. And those...
Why don't you write down your thoughts on the incident board
Okay.
so you don't forget?
Well, she could have broken into the car.
so, Anita
She could have broken the lock on the car. If Anita went out for 5 minutes, broke the car lock, and then Steve went out,
and he did it.
went in,
broke
got to the came back in.
Because he knew that
Yeah,
if his fingerprints were found in the car,
Car, it
then
wouldn't
we
make a
wouldn't be able to
difference.
prove.
So, the team's investigation is moving along swiftly, but they need to keep track of all the evidence as it comes their way.
Inventor Jack Mulberry, along with his brother Steve, has created a tracking device for pets and had planned to test the device in the grounds of Kilcramond House. It appears that the device has been removed from Jack's car in the hotel car park. Jack can't remember if he locked the car. Human rights activist Jessica Mortimer has been emailing Jack raising her concerns that the device could get into the wrong hands and be used to track people. Also at the hotel is Anita McCoy, who claims to be an antiques dealer, but had lock-breaking equipment hidden in a car. Whilst in the forensics lab, the investigators found hairs on the rug used to conceal the device in Jack's car. These were traced to Jack and his dog. Using the fingerprint comparator, the team discovered Steve's fingerprints inside the car beside the passenger seat.
I hope you're working quickly, because we haven't got much time to solve this crime. What's that?
this is the visitor's book from the hotel.
Well, I've got a note on Anita and it says she's 81. So
81?
I don't think
Let's
that's
have a
our
look.
Anita.
Maybe a false ID.
Yeah, it's a false identity.
Right, what else have you got?
We've got this arrest record on Jessica Mortimer. She's been arrested for obstruction and civil disobedience. I think this is because she's a human rights activist. She'll be doing demonstrations and stuff.
I've got Anita McCoy in here, and she lives at 190 Larson Avenue,
That's
Glasgow.
right,
So
that's
we've got
right.
Here. Apart from, is that this Anita McCoy or that Anita McCoy?
Anything else to talk about?
We've got a credit card check.
We've got one for Jack Mulberry and one for Steve.
Right.
And these show that they're both in debt. If Jack just pretended that the thing had been stolen, if it was insured, he could get money for it.
With all this new evidence, who would you like to interrogate next?
We think we should interrogate Anita.
Why?
We need to
Well, she's
ask...
got a dictaphone and whatever that's
Yeah, she
called
has
in the boot for car.
That's a transponder.
A transponder in the boot for car.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's bring her down.
Gosh.
Take a seat, please. Hello? This is the crime lab, and you're here to answer questions for me, okay?
Right, okay.
Could you tell me, what anti-aging cream do you use?
What anti-aging cream? I
Yeah.
use various creams.
Because I have some information here that tells me you're 81 years old.
Yes, that's my grandmother. I've got the same name as my grandmother. I use her address when I need to because I'm travelling all over the country, so...
I'm afraid to tell you, your grandmother has no children.
She has no children. Right. Well, it's still my grandmother. I'm telling the truth about that. That information is wrong.
Could you tell us about the antiques business?
Yes, I specialise in 18th century furniture. I travel a lot to Italy and France.
Okay, could you tell me, is this an antique?
All right. Well done. I underestimated you. Well, I'm not an antiques dealer.
Okay.
I can't tell you who I'm working for, I'm afraid, but I can tell you that my client is very interested in the progress of Steve Mulberry's device.
Could you tell me who you are exactly?
I'm not going to divulge my real name, and I can't
with my client either. I'm afraid it is top secret.
What is your job then?
I can't tell you my job. All I can tell you is that we are very focused on the progress of this device.
What do you think about the project that they're doing?
Well, we're just trying to find out about it.
That's all. We need to know about this device. We need to know what it's capable of.
Okay, that was the last question.
Thank you.
Well, this is an impressive setup you've got here.
Thank you very much. I rather like it myself. Team, that was a very juicy interrogation. We'll use that to further your investigation. Check your timelines. Use your incident board.
Yeah. I think we should look at the...
Right, okay, we need to put all that up.
She's not called Anita.
Okay.
Okay.
So what could she be?
She works for an organisation. Her or her client might not have nicked it. It could just be somebody else. This
Yeah, but
could
there
just be a red
was
herring.
But the
could be
fingerprints in the
Steve.
car, how did the fingerprints get in the car?
He said he got a lift home, remember, from Steve from the lab.
Yeah, but why would the
Jack.
fingerprints be up like that underneath the seat?
I don't know, he leaned down to pick something up. It could be
Yeah,
anything.
you can't lean down and pick something up if you're sitting in the seat, because then you go like that. You
Yeah,
have to be
maybe
kneeling.
when he got out or something. So what else did we get on her?
I said it was her grandmother, it might not be.
Spoke to Steve once.
Yeah, that was very suspicious.
Client.
Very shifty.
I think we can deduce that Anita McCoy is an industrial spy, but was she sent here to learn more about the tracking device or to steal it? It seems Jessica Mortimer was right to be worried about it falling into the wrong hands.
Yeah, because then potentially she would have got money.
Is her client a potential buyer?
Come and join me,
She
team.
could be the potential buyer.
More evidence. The staff have carried out an extensive search of the grounds and cannot find the missing device. However, a bellboy found a small fragment of something in reception next to the desk, which is in the bag, and there's the photographs to show where it was. The scientists have had a look at it and they think it's a broken piece of circuit board from an electronic device. That's where it was found.
That she was standing there.
She was standing there. Steve was standing there. Jack was standing there, but Anita wasn't.
She was sitting over here somewhere.
So Jack could have taken it out of the car, taken it in, had it in his pocket, and a bit could have broken off and fallen on the floor or something when he was trying to get the phone.
We could
It's
speak
definitely
to
a
Jack,
circuit board then.
ask if it's come off of his, if he
Well,
recognised it.
Funnily enough, now's the time to think about who's your next suspect to interrogate.
Right, I think we should interview Jack. You could tell us both about Steve, maybe Anita, but I don't know. But he could tell us more about Steve.
I'm going to push you now. Who are you going to choose?
Jack.
Take Jack.
Are you all sure?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's bring him down.
Sit down, please.
Thanks.
I take it since you're the creator of the device, you'd know it pretty well.
Of course.
Okay, would you recognise a piece from your device?
Aye, sure.
Okay, is this a piece from from your device? We've got it here as well.
No, that's no.
Positive about that.
I don't recognise it.
What's your relationship with your brother?
You know, he's
Okay.
my brother. I get on good with him. He's helped me. He's helped me a lot with this. So
Okay, it's become apparent that you and your brother are in some financial difficulty. How
that's
do you
for sure.
expect to get yourselves out of this?
well, we're going to sell it. We're going to sell it to a pet company. So I mean, we're going to be doing well.
How did your brother get home from the lab yesterday?
I gave him a lift,
Right, okay.
but he's in the car the whole time.
Are you absolutely positive this isn't a piece from your device?
I know it so well. I know the device because I've got big plans for it. I want to look after all the animals. Have you ever lost your pet?
No, okay, but do you realise that this could be used against?
Sure. I mean, if it gets in the wrong hands, there could be more sinister uses.
Can you
but-
track your own tracking device?
Well, not if it's in pieces.
So is this a piece?
Well, I don't know.
Do you have a dog?
Aye.
Right, okay, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jack, they said they found a piece of the device. Is it true?
It might have been a bit of the biomorphic system, but I'm not sure.
Team, I need to know who the real criminal is. We are running very short of time. Sometimes it's easier to count people out than it is to accuse.
Yeah.
Use your time wisely.
Right. So I don't think it was Jessica.
It's not Jessica.
We'll cross her out. So why would Jack lie? Why would he lie?
Because he could have nicked it, otherwise he wouldn't have lied, right?
Yeah.
I have suspicions on Steve, but
I don't think it was Steve.
You don't think it was Steve? Why not?
Okay, he went out for like 2 seconds, okay? He wouldn't have been able in that time to like unlock the car and take it out and then get back inside. She was away for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
She could have done it. Jack could have just taken out the car with him.
Does she want it for her client?
fingerprints aren't in the car. She doesn't have any gloves. It's not Ania.
It's Steve or Jack. Think of what evidence.
Okay, we've got fingerprints and we've got hair. The hair belongs
Steve
to
definitely
Jack.
bent down because his fingerprints were on the bottom.
There was none of Steve's hair, was there? At all. Only thing we have on Steve is fingerprints. You got a lift home. So Jack. My money's on Jack.
Jack.
It's time to bring down the final suspect.
You can't do this. We have a civil right to freedom.
Well, hopefully you won't be there too long. Now, you've seen all the evidence. You've interrogated 3 of the 4 suspects. I want to know who is your prime suspect.
We think it's Jack.
Jack. Why?
We think it's Jack because he lied to us about that piece wasn't a piece of the thing that was stolen.
Do you think he's lying?
I think he's lying, yeah.
You all agreed?
Yeah.
No.
What about you, Robin?
I think I'm okay, but I'm not sure. But they're the brains.
Okay. Let's see if you're right.
It was Jack Mulberry! But you didn't spot his motive. Jack's invention was intended to do good, to help find lost or stolen pets, not to keep track of people. When Jessica Mortimer emailed him with her concerns, he realised that he had created a monster. He knew that he would not be able to stop its use for other purposes, so he decided the device had to be destroyed. He didn't realise he got part of the smashed device stuck in the sole of his shoe. Jack couldn't face telling his brother what he'd done, so he faked the theft of the device from his car. He made sure he parked in the CCTV blind spot, deliberately left the car unlocked, and pretended he was preoccupied by an important call. If we check the phone records, I think we'll find he wasn't really talking to anyone. It was in reception that the fragment from the smashed device fell out of his shoe.
You're all free to go. Thank you very much for your cooperation. You, Jack, have got some explaining to do. Well done, team. You did it. Another 3 entries into the academy. Who did you suspect?